being a Christian and manifestation. I'm a Christian and I'm imperfect. Obviously, that goes along with it well. But I feel like faith is a word that's just thrown around, and even to myself, it's like, what does that mean? But I think and I believe that what that really means isn't just a belief in God, the belief in God, but the belief in what you dream. And how do you do that? You manifest it. You take your mind, your soul, your imagination, and you bring it to a sharing point in reality. And then that coming together is a miracle. Now, maybe that's not how it all works, but I got to believe in something, right? Because can you imagine what it'd be like living in a world without faith? So recently, obviously, I'm aspiring to be a professional comedian full time, right? That's what I want for myself personally. And I pray about it. I work. I put in the time. I do everything I can possibly do, from getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning and everything else. But I really had this realization. So now I'm starting to manifest that destiny, that moment and period and everything coming together. And I feel like that has been something that's been missing, that's going to get me to my next level. Because if you think about it, if you were like a Navy SEAL, all right, and sometimes people think about it, they call it the phrase thinking ahead. Think ahead, right? If you were doing your training, or if you're on some mission or something like that, by you seeing, just like a racer, there you go, the finish line, or what that finish line for me is, it's really a starting point. That's faith. That's faith when it's more, when it's taking the elements of your mind, your imagination, and everything, and your faith again, right? In God, and you're praying about it to get a certain outcome. And I believe that without God and without that faith, I feel like it's the most truest way to have that outcome. Could you imagine it'd be like to pray to God and not have belief in your own prayers? Why is God going to believe in you if you don't believe in yourself? And I believe in myself. This is just one of the many things that I pray about, but I thought it was important enough and special enough that I wanted to talk about it. So here I am. A lot of times in my podcast, I try to open my mind, my thoughts, and I get to what's deep inside. And somebody told me the other day, it was a complete random stranger, that a real comedian has to have layers. It has to be dark and light. But essentially, the interesting thing is, no matter what you're talking about, have it be a specific outcome, which is humor. Which is why it's always interesting when I see a comedian taking on like a hard line topic and they're finding something funny in it. It's crazy to me. I don't want to give any examples, right? Because I wouldn't do them justice. And there's not just one way of doing it. There's tons of ways of doing it. But all I'm saying is that getting back to the original topic, I know that I believe in God and I believe in myself and I have faith, but I feel like up until recently, I don't really, if I can contextualize something, if I can put it into words, then I feel like I have the upper hand as far as how to have better faith and how to believe in it more. You know what I mean? And when I can put God into that system, everything all just lines up, It's like a perfectly oiled machine. So I'm excited about this realization. I had to document it. I had to put it on the podcast. And admittedly, I have some podcasts that I had to release that I haven't been great on releasing as of lately, but they are done, completed. I just got to let them out. So anyway, I hope everybody has a beautiful day. Definitely, if you haven't been, you definitely need to go to church and check it out, because honestly, to me, God is like a fire. You can't say God isn't real if you're away from a fire and saying it's cold. God is always warm. It's always hot, right? Just like, I mean, the fire, right? The closer that you get, the more warm you'll feel. All right? The fire is never cold, and neither is God. He's always there for you. You know, I 99% of the time don't talk about anything in my faith as a Christian and whatnot. But again, this was something that was laying heavy on me, and I needed to say it. I wanted to say it, and I'm glad I did, because as always, it makes like a mental footnote for me, right? And to you, the listener or viewer, if you're watching this on YouTube, you get another idea of that layer, another layer of myself. But maybe there's something in you that I'm saying that will connect the dots with your life and make your life better. So we all win. With that being mentioned, I hope everybody has a beautiful day. I'm Benja. Well done. Check me out. Peace.